Why, hello there. It's been a while, hasn't it, guys? Sorry, been out of commission for a little bit, working on some personal things. But even though I'm not exactly ready to come out with a new video on gaming just yet, I did want to talk about some news today with Google Stadia. As you all have known, I bought Cyberpunk 2077 on Stadia. I love Stadia. I actually play games like The Division 2 on Stadia quite often. I actually play Assassin's Creed Valhalla on Stadia and PC. I just get up from here and go downstairs and play on my TV whenever I want to. So, what happened? Today an article came out, well, a blog post actually from Google, that is talking about Stadia and where they're going with it. Well, Stadia isn't going away, but they did close one of their studios, their only studio that they were using to make exclusives. So, you see behind me the article. Really all this article is saying is that we are not giving up on Google Stadia at this time. We are quite simply closing the studio down and shifting all the developers and all the people who worked in that development area to other projects. Now, those could be Android development, those could be different platform developments for Google's cloud platform, Stadia backend, any real variety of things, to be honest with you. But that doesn't mean that they are closing Stadia. Now, if you guys are anything like me, and I'm sure there's quite a few of you that are, I'm a Google skeptic. To be completely honest here, I am very skeptical of Google all the time. In fact, I didn't own another Google phone until very recently because I don't trust them. Their graveyard is ever growing. I mean, look, if you ever look at the Google graveyard site, it's an absolute disaster. But there's nothing you can do about that. The thing is, it makes sense what Google is doing. In all honesty, it truly, honestly makes sense to me. If you take a good hard look in cloud gaming, you have three major competitors, and there's a few others behind them. You have Google with Stadia, Amazon with Luma, and Xbox with Project xCloud. Those are your big three right there. Now you also have things like Shadow PC, GeForce Now. Those are more platforms, though, that you can play your own games on. And don't get me wrong, I use Shadow PC quite often myself. I have a laptop that can't handle gaming, so I play Shadow PC on it, so I can play games like Final Fantasy, a few RTS games I like to play, things like that. Now, let's talk about those big three, shall we? So you have Amazon, who also has a first-party games division. They are to be releasing 4 different games. 2 are gone. One, being New World, has been pushed back. And then John Smedley, a name that strikes absolute terror in the heart of myself and anybody else who's a Star Wars Galaxies veteran, has another game. We don't know what that game is. 2 have failed. 1 has gone through a major revision, and another is an even new release. It kind of makes Amazon's Luma very terrifying to even look at as a prospect. I know me myself, I haven't even touched Luma. Just not going to. I don't trust Amazon right now. They need to release some good games in order for me to give it a try. But that's where Google has made the smart decision. By getting rid of their game studio, they remove their ability to fail on a first-party game. Now, if they're going to be releasing a first-party Google Stadia exclusive title, they're going to be releasing that title from a third-party developer who has been concentrated on making video games for who knows how long, depending on what developer. Case in point, they just put Madden NFL 21, and it's one of the best places I've ever played Madden. I don't even like Madden. I'm an NHL guy. But NFL 21, fantastic. Absolutely fantastic on Stadia. But let's also take a look at Project xCloud. It's running on Xbox One X hardware, which fantastic. For Xbox Series X hardware, I'm sorry. It's going to be running on Xbox Series X hardware, which is absolutely fantastic. Good. But you're restricted to that console. That's what you're playing on over a cloud system. Google has a dedicated backend they built on their own. Same with Amazon. You also get the fact that Google Stadia is cross-platform. xCloud is not. You can only play xCloud on your phone at this moment. Eventually, it'll probably come to some sort of streaming stick that Xbox has been rumored to be putting out, as well as your PC. But for now, you're limited to mobile. Not a big deal. Stadia, though, you can go anywhere. I just don't see, as big of a critic as I am, I don't see Stadia dropping because of this. I do see Stadia taking some hits because of this. I don't know if any of you have seen the Twitter feeds recently, but they have not been they have not been kind to Google with this development. Stadia does have something of a colored past as well. It's been, I don't want to say bitten, but it's been looked down upon quite heavily by the gaming community, myself included. Again, I'm not a big fan of Google products. I gave it a try, and I absolutely do love Stadia. I am very glad I'm a pro subscriber. I refer it to people whenever I get a moment to. I actually play with a few coworkers that do play, and I think their integration into YouTube and StageShare is going to be revolutionary, to be honest with you. The ability just to stream right from Stadia into YouTube. If they can create a Streamlabs style backend to fully bridge it with taking all that pain off your computer, anybody will be able to stream to Stadia. That opens a whole new market for streamers. And who knows, maybe they are going that way. But I think Google is definitely going to be reinvesting all that technology that they have already built, all the technology they were looking at, and all the talent they had from their developers on their whatever their name was for their first party platform developer. By putting all those into other pools within Stadia, you really create the chance to have a better product. I think from a business perspective, Google made the right choice here, especially looking at things like Luma and how things are going with that. I don't believe that this is going to be their downfall. In fact, I do think that Stadia is going to come out as a much, much better platform because of this. And I can't honestly wait to see what to do with their Gen 2 hardware that they've been talking about, which is really just consistent upgrades on the back end to make Stadia's performance better, as well as increase graphical fidelity of the games. This is all I have for you guys today. Sorry for the delay in videos again. I'll be coming back pretty soon with some more, as well as some streams. If you like this video, feel free to subscribe and hit that like button. Helps the algorithm, helps you find me a little better, and gets you ready for when I start streaming a little bit more here on YouTube and Facebook Gaming, as well as creating new videos where you'll be notified first every time a video comes out. If you guys have any thoughts about this, let me know down in the comments below, or also message me on Twitter at IWIFIA, IWIFIA, link right down there in the description box. I'll be happy to chat with you on Twitter about it. Would love to hear your thoughts. And with all that being said, guys, have fun, stay safe, and keep on gaming.